Okay. Today we'll be talking about coding. What is coding? Usually the data is given in terms of x. Okay, in all the previous examples, we had data x, x, x. Okay. Today we can change the x to y. Okay, we will change x to y. يعني ايه? We will code the data. يعني some data will be given. We will change the data. So if you are given some data x, we change it and make it y. And we use the rule x minus a over b. طبعا this rule will be given in the question. يعني in the question you will given the formula هنا. This formula, it will be given. A and B will be some numbers. Also these numbers will be given. Okay?
Okay.
تمام؟ طيب. So this is the data, the coded data. Now you can get a new mean, something called the coded mean. يبقى y is always called coded. Whenever you say y, it's called coded. So y bar is coded data. And what's the rule for the coded data? Same rule هنا. نفس x minus a over b. بس x bar, يعني if we say mean, y is mean, the mean for the coded data, okay, this is coded data. This is y, coded data. The original data اللي هي مين؟ x. يبقى x نسميها original data. y coded data. X bar mean for the original data. Y bar mean for the coded data. Okay, so x bar mean.
So what does bar stand for?
Mean يا ابني. we studied mean. This is the mean. They don't know the mean?
Yeah, I know the mean.
Mean of original data. Y bar is mean of coded data. Okay, طيب.
Can you explain the third one?
we know from before sigma is what? lesson اللي فات, the last lesson we took sigma, which is what? Standard deviation.
Standard deviation.
SD standard deviation. هنا we have sigma x and sigma y. Always يا آدم, x معناها original data. So this is standard deviation of original there is no space to write it properly, so original data. And sigma y is standard deviation of mean. احنا قلنا y دايما mean coded data. Okay, so whenever you see anything with y, it's called coded. Anything with x is called original data. خلاص؟ يبقى ادي rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3. Just write them down.
I wrote them, yeah.
Okay. Rule 3 is the relation between standard deviation of the original data and standard deviation of the coded data. يعني the relation between them is that standard deviation of the coded is standard deviation of the original divide b. What b? This b. This is b. So you have to memorize this one. حفظ. دي حفظ. أما rule number 1 will be given. The relation will be given. This formula will be given in the question. 2, لا, you have to know 2. And 2 doesn't need يعني someone smart to remember. It's the same as 1 exactly. بس احنا كل ما فيها we do what? Put bars, x bar and y bar. تمام؟
تمام.
طيب, let's check هنا the example. The example says a scientist measures the temperature x. You see x, original data, at 5 different points in a nuclear reactor. عندي 5 different points على nuclear reactor. Okay? طيب. Use the coding y to code this data. شوف to code يعني ايه؟ يعني دول x, these are x values. احنا we need to change them to y values. Okay?
يلا.
هنا you are given the coded data. The question says part A. هنا you are given the original data. This is the original data. They say use
Yeah.
coding y equal x minus 300 over 10 to code the data. This means ان ال A is 300 و B بكام؟ What's B? It's 10. الفورمولا is x minus A divide B. This is the formula, which means
Okay, so we'll do
300 is
332.
A و B اللي هي ال 10. تمام؟ طيب فهنعمل ايه؟ احنا we do a table.
332.
Yeah, we do a
We'll
table.
draw a table, yeah.
Here we say this is x, original data, and here y, which is the coded data. Okay. Put the values of x. We have 3, 3, 2. We have 3, 5, 5. We have 306. We have 317. We have 340. Use the rule here to get y values. Let me explain how to do one of them. To get y, yani we have x at 332, the first one. So you do replace here x, replace this x with 332 minus 300, divide 10. Okay, so this is 32 divide 10, yani the answer is 3.2. Yani this one will be 3.2. You get it? بنفس الطريقة this one will be 5.5. In the same way, this one will be 0.6.
And then 1.7.
0.7, 4.0. Now this is the coded data. يبقى this is coded
data.
اللي هو they are asking for it. طبعا this is part A. خلاص we are done with part A. Part B, they say calculate the mean and the standard deviation of the coded data. The question is clear. عاوزين المين وعايزين the standard deviation اللي هو sigma y وهنا y bar. Why? ليه why? Because they said coded. So I'm looking for y. Sigma y standard deviation and y bar اللي هو المين. طب let's find the mean الأول. هو y bar. ايه الرول؟ What's the rule for the mean يا آدم? You should remember always.
So we
Sigma
add the
y over n.
sigma y.
over
Sigma
عدد
y over n.
n اللي هو عدد الداتا. طيب sigma y يعني add all the y's. فين الy's؟ عندنا اهو في التيبل. 3.2 plus 5.5 0.6 plus 1.7 plus 4.0 فايل عددهم 1 2 3 4 5. See the answer here will be A3. This is what, Adam? This is the mean. Mean of coded data. Mean of coded data. Type. Now to the standard deviation. How to find the standard deviation? How to find the standard deviation? Standard deviation of the coded data. What's the rule for the standard deviation? أصلا sigma equal what? احنا عندنا we have two formulas. Version 1, remember this? X minus x bar all power 2 divide n. You remember? This was one form.
Yeah.
The other version is sigma x squared over n minus sigma x over n all power 2. اللي هو المين squared. ده mean. This is like mean. طيب. So we put y's. احنا we put y فهنعمل ايه؟ احنا اتعلمنا last lesson how to find the standard deviation. You should know how to do this. Let me explain.
Yeah.
احنا we do what? We go to the table and we add another row and we call it what? Square. We square the data. هنا I'm gonna use the second form, this one. Okay? But without x احنا we will put y. يعني we will say that the standard deviation of the coded data is sigma y squared divide n minus sigma y divide n all power 2. It's a rule ولازم تحفظها، لو ما حفظتهاش مشكلة. اوكي؟ طيب فاحنا we square all y's. لما نعمل square لكل الy's دي، so you square them this way. You put 3.2 squared, 5.5 squared, 0.6. طبعا you find the values. I'm just writing لأن I don't want to waste the time in calculating them, each of them, بس I'm explaining لأن احنا we did this last time. انت you find the values عادي 3.2 squared, 5.5 squared ومفروض you write them في التيبل. 3.2 squared بكام، 5.5 squared بكام وهكذا. اوكي؟ بعدين after you do this يا آدم you do what؟ sigma y squared. يعني you add all of them. sigma y squared يعني you add this plus this plus this plus this plus this. This is sigma y squared. Are you following? So if you do this, you will get 59.74. Okay? And also find sigma y هنا اللي هو الرو اللي قبله. The row before it. Do plus 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 for the coded data. If you do this one, you will see that sigma y is 15. ده اللي هو ايه؟ sigma y. تمام 15. فاحنا we substitute in the rule بقى. Okay, we substitute in the rule. ازاي؟ طبعا هنا we are calculating when I do sigma, this is not standard deviation. احنا this is the rule for what? For the variance. يعني there is a square هنا فاكر؟ الvariance. These are the rules for the variance. This is the variance. When you put square, this is variance. فأنا عندي square هنا الرول فيه square power 2. Power 2. There's a power 2. After we find the variance, احنا we take the square root of the answer. يعني this is the variance. Now this is I'm finding the variance. This is the variance. Okay. First, you have to do this. Find the variance first. Okay. Sigma y squared. احنا we said 59.74 from the table. أهو. For 59.74 from the table. Over عددهم. عددهم كام؟ 1 2 3 4 5. ادي 5. Minus sigma y over n اللي هي 15 over 5 اللي هي المين. بص يا ده اللي هو المين اللي هو الواي بار. انت you already found y bar اهي. اوكي دي y bar يعني you don't need to write it again. مجرد بس ان انت المين ده put it like this and you square it. سهله جدا. طيب and then you have the answer 2.948 وبعدين you find sigma y, that's the standard deviation. This is standard deviation. You do the square root of 2.948 on the calculator. What's the value for this? 1.72. 1.72. So this is what we are looking for, the standard deviation. You following يا آدم؟ طيب.
Yes.
Part C, they say find the mean and the standard deviation of the original data. Should be easy. هو عايز original data. How to find it for the original data? According to the rule. ركز في الحتة دي. احنا we have y bar equal x bar minus a over b. This is the rule for the mean. احنا we have y bar, we got it, which is 3 اللي هو the mean for the coded data. 3 equal the mean of the original minus 300 over 10. خلاص. Cross multiply, you will get x bar minus 300 equal cross multiply يعني 10 times 3 ب 30. يعني يطلع المين بكام؟ 330. This is the mean of original data. Which used what formula did I use? This one. The relation between mean of the original and mean of the coded. طيب how about the standard deviation? We have the rule for the standard deviation. It says standard deviation of the coded equal the original, standard deviation of the original divide b. طب احنا we want the original now. الcoded we found it اللي هو ده. اللي هو سوري اللي هو 1.7 ده. ده standard deviation of coded. يبقى 1.72 equal the original divide 10. يعني the standard deviation of the original is 17.2. You get this?
Yeah.
Data on the maximum gust. Gust is like wind, الرياح. Data on the maximum gust, G knots, are recorded in Chicago during May and June. The data were coded using H equal G minus 5 over 10. So what's the original هنا? The original is G. What's the coded? It's H, not like Y. H here is like Y. Okay, so they are using H. And the following statistics found. SHH, you remember what is SHH? What's this? We took something like this before. There was a rule before. Variance equal summary statistic. This is called summary statistic. Summary statistic. هي SXX. Divide N. This is a rule. Memorize it واحفظها زي اسمك. This is the relation between the variance and the summary statistic. طيب. So here the summary statistic for the coded. يعني كل ال values دي coded. This is for coded. SHH, this is coded. يعني you are given some values for the coded data. Okay. So this is coded summary statistic. Value SHH is coded summary statistic. Okay. H bar is the mean. This is mean for what? For also the coded data. N is the number of data, which is 61. Type. They say calculate the mean and the standard deviation of the maximum gust in knots. طبعا what they mean here is the original data. And they want what? What they want is that the mean اللي هو original data G. So they want G bar, this is G bar, and standard deviation اللي هو sigma G. This is what they are asking for. They want the mean for G bar, and they want sigma G. طيب. The problem is that you are given all the values in terms of coded data, the coded. Okay. So first, let's find the mean. How to find the mean? To find the mean, we use the formula here, this formula. And there is no table. You're not given any data to construct a table or anything. Just to do what? Just write the formula. H equal G minus 5 over 10. Again, I'm going to ask you a question. Which one is coded and which one is the coded data and which one is the original data? You know?
Sorry, sir?
Which one is the coded, H or G?
H.
H, yes, coded data. So if you want the mean, you write the same rule but with bar. You do H bar equal G bar minus 5 divide 10. خلاص? Because we wanted G bar. We wanted the mean of the original. H bar is given, which is 2. Equal G bar, which is 5, which is, unknown, minus 5 over 10. So to solve this one, just cross multiply. You get G bar minus 5 equal 20, because you cross multiply. This is over 1, and you cross multiply. So the mean of the original data is what? 25. This is what? Original data. Mean. Okay? We have it. This is the first thing to find. خلاص, we found it. Now this one. Now the standard deviation. We want sigma G. We can't find it. ليه? We can't find it directly. we need to find الأول the coded mean. First find sigma H. Why? ليه؟ لأن you are given SHH. you are given summary statistic of the coded, so you have to use this. يعني which rule should I use? This rule. This rule, the variance squared for the coded equal the summary statistic of the coded divide n. So I'm going to get the variance. SHH is given, which is 43.58. Divide the number, 61. What's the answer here? Can you tell me?
It's so 43.58.
Right.
Divide 61.
Yes.
0.7144. Yeah, so just 0.71.
Okay. So the standard deviation will be what here? Take the square root.
Square root of 0.71.
Yes.
0.845. So just 0.85.
Very good. تمام. After you have found this, this is not the one we are looking for, but we had to find it first. We had to find this for one first. بعدين you find what? You find sigma g. What's the relation between standard deviation of the coded اللي هو sigma g? يعني what's the relation between the coded and the original? What's the rule? The coded equal the original divide b. Don't forget. The coded equal the original divide b. This is the rule you will use. So the coded standard deviation equal the original standard deviation divide n. Divide b. Divide b. What's b here? B is what?
B?
B, yes.
10.
10. Very good. Sigma h, we have it 0.85 equal sigma g divide 10. So it will be what? The standard deviation of the original data will be what? Cross
multiplication.
Yes.
So 8.5.
8.5. تمام. Easy. Check this example. They say, as seen in example 11, Akira recorded the length in minutes of each phone call she made for a month. As she summarized in the table below, this example will now show you how to solve this type of question with a different method. طيب هنا you are given the phone calls. This is grouped. يعني المرة دي ده grouped frequency table. It's called grouped frequency table. In group frequency tables we do what? طبعا احنا we have frequencies اللي هي 4, 15. This is frequency. This is like n. يعني sigma f. It's like n. This is like n, same as n.
Okay.
احنا هنا we have to get the midpoints, the values. I don't have the data. Where is the data? The data is the midpoint. So I get the midpoint this way. وبعدين I do the coding here. يعني I get y اللي هي الكود الداتا هنا and I continue as normal بقى. بس هنا be careful إنه when you calculate the variance, if you want to find the standard deviation and the variance, you have to use this form اللي هي the form for frequency. There was a rule for frequency. If you go back in the lesson, the previous lesson, we had a rule. You use it when you have frequency. I wrote it where? Here. This. Okay. When you have a frequency table, you use this form. شايف الفورم عاملة ازاي? This one. So it's not sigma x squared over n minus sigma x over n all power 2. لا. We do it sigma f x squared. There's an example on this last lesson. You can revise it from the video recording, okay? Divide sigma f equal, minus sigma fx divide sigma f. Check last lesson. I explained this one in details. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So this is the rule we will use. ليه؟ لأن أنا عندي frequency. When I have frequency, I have to use this rule. Okay? يعني كل الرولز دي لازم نبقى حافظينها. Yes. للأسف. You have to memorize them all. Otherwise, you will not be able to solve anything. تمام؟ بس فهنا الفرق بين السؤال ده واللي قبله إيه؟ إن هنا you are giving groups. You have to find the midpoint. بعدين once you have the midpoint خلاص forget about بقى everything. Focus in these are the data. You have frequency. This is frequency. You have the data, then you find the coded data, then you do fy and fy squared هنا, and this is the same as the one we did last lesson. خلاص بعدين you get everything عادي, same rules and there is no problem. Okay, طيب I'm gonna stop here today. I'm gonna send you the file and I'm gonna send you the video recording and you can study during the weekend إن شاء الله. خلاص I'm gonna برضه ask you كده like to do like 2 or 3 questions as homework. And inshallah خلاص that's it for this chapter. We are done with the chapter. We'll continue inshallah next lesson. بس أنا I want to ask you, would you like to have Thursday as a fixed time يعني بدل الأربع بدل Wednesday؟ أنت Wednesday you study 7 p.m. or 7:30. Would you like to have Wednesday fixed time ولا you are preferring Wednesday عادي؟
Wednesday is fine, yeah.
Wednesday is better than Thursday?
Yeah.
طيب بس Wednesday is 7:30. 7:30 my time. That's 9:30 your time.
Wait, so instead of Wednesday, I do Thursday?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Like today, يعني same time like today, like 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m.
But then there's no lesson on Wednesday, yeah?
Yes, there will be no lesson on Wednesday.
Okay.
That's a choice. Think about it and we...
Okay.
Okay? If you want it Thursday, fine. I have no problem with that. If you don't want Thursday, خلاص, we can continue with Wednesday as normal.
Okay. ماشي.
Okay?
Okay.
طيب يلا إلى اللقاء. باي باي.
مع السلامة.